Okay, y'all, let's get ready with me for work. I have about 20 minutes, so let's see what we can get done in that time. First, I'm gonna go in with my La Roche-Posay Effaclear Multi-Target Acne Treatment. Ooh, that was a lot. We're gonna, like, make this go elsewhere because if I put too much of this on, it makes my makeup peel. So just, like, if you use this, be cautious about that. You just don't want to use too much of it. Okay, and then after that, we're gonna go in with the Bioma Depuff Brightening Eye Gel. Y'all, this is basically like my nighttime get ready with me, but like I use sunscreen. That's really the only difference to my routine. And I'm gonna do a little bit of makeup today, so we'll get into it. And then I'm going in with my Bioma moisturizer. This is from their blemish line. I normally just do like that much, and also it's very hot out where I live, so I'm not trying to be like too moist because my makeup literally has melted down my forehead the last 2 times I did like a full beat of makeup. So let's hope that that doesn't happen today. I'm just gonna try to avoid putting makeup on my forehead because it melts down to like here. And you really can't notice it unless you're like looking at it, but like if you're looking at it, you see. I'm going in with my Zero Cast sunscreen from Anua. It has SPF 50 in it. This stuff works so good and I absolutely love it to death. And like it makes me look so glowy, which I love. I'm gonna go in with the Essence Silky Blur Concealer, and this is in shade 150. My store really did not have a lot of shades, so this is like the closest I got to my shade. I'm doing a little bit on my forehead. Y'all, I forgot to do my brows, so I'm gonna do that off camera real quick. Okay, y'all, I just got done doing my brows with the brow glue from NYX. I absolutely love that stuff. It's literally my favorite. And then I'm just gonna blend this out under my eyes. I kind of try to like work around my eyes and then do under my eye. And honestly, I do feel like this shade is a little bit light for me, but that's okay. I don't know. I don't really feel like doing a tint or foundation today just because it is so hot outside. But I at least want to like get a little bit of coverage on my blemishes. Since I am in a little bit of a hurry, I'm not gonna do any bronzer today. I normally just go in with some blush and concealer on these type of days because, y'all, I'm trying to eat some food before I go to work, and it's currently 1:06. I have to be to work at 2, and I have to leave my house at 1:20 because it low-key takes me a minute to get to work. But, you know, we're just trying to look a little bit put together. But y'all, I absolutely love the Rare Beauty blush. It looks so good. And this is in the shade Happy. This is genuinely like the best blush ever, in my opinion. Maybe not ever. I really like the Huda Beauty blushes as well. I have this one and Strawberry Cream. That's been another one that I've been using a lot lately because it just gives you like a nice pinky sun-kissed kind of look. And then I'm gonna go over that with some powder. Let me find which one I want to use. And then I'm gonna go in with Orgasm Edge from NARS. Y'all, this is like a pretty similar shade to the Rare Beauty, so it gives a nice color to it, but also like keeps the same shade. I was gonna go in with my Too Faced, but that one's way too pinky for this look. This one has like, it's kind of more of an orangey blush, but it works really good. I'm gonna do a little bit on my forehead too, just that way I look a little bit more put together with my forehead and like it's not just bare, because y'all, I'm struggling with makeup in this heat. Okay, and then I'm just gonna blend out my under eyes, and then I'm gonna set them with my Morphe setting powder. And for this, I just go in with a brush. I feel like it doesn't make it too cakey, but it still sets the under eye. I'm also gonna go around here because this is definitely a spot where my makeup likes to melt and crease. So we're trying to prevent that from happening. And then I'm gonna go in with the Rose Macaron lip stain from e.l.f. I'm gonna do this off camera just to give a little bit of extra color. And then for a lip gloss, I'm gonna use this one. It's my Ole Henriksen. I'm gonna let that dry for a second because I feel like whenever they dry, they actually stay on a little bit longer. I'm gonna go in with my Shishino eyelash curler. Y'all, I have been loving this. I got it with my discount and it honestly does really freaking good. So I don't know, if you're looking for a new eyelash curler, this one's pretty good. I did kind of mess that up though, but that's okay. Okay, y'all, I just finished curling my eyelashes. This is literally just curling my eyelashes. They look so freaking good. And then I'm gonna go in with the Lash Extensionist XL from Milani. It literally just like elongates and makes your lashes look so good. Honestly, this is like a fake eyelash dupe because look at that. They look amazing. Okay, y'all, that's the... Oh, I need to set her. I've been using the Life Proof setting spray. I went through 2 travel sizes of these ones, so... She is very loved by me, and I do really like it. I do feel like for the summertime, I need to use more than 1 setting spray, just because it gets so hot and my makeup just wants to melt on my face, but, you know, that's okay. Okay, now I'm gonna put on my Ole Henriksen in Strawberry Sherbet. This stuff is like almost empty. Like, that's how much I have left in her. But I absolutely love this stuff. And this is gonna be my lippy of the day as well, because y'all, your girl has a lot of lip glosses and she's almost finished, so I'm just trying to get her out at this point. Okay, but that's the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Get ready with me. Sorry it's so long. I tried to make it go pretty quick, but it's still pretty long. I hope you guys enjoyed. Love y'all. Bye.
Welcome back to another video. Get ready with me again at 9 p.m. And the last video that I have posted, it's getting a lot of comments. Some of them are rude. Y'all are telling me to move out, but I don't want to. No, like I want to, but then I don't. I already tried a little bit. It didn't go good. It didn't go as planned. So I don't want to go through that again just yet. Somebody said stressing them in their own house, laughing emoji. Girl, I still follow the rules. I'm not saying I go against their rules. I'm just saying I just don't like some of the stuff. Well, some of y'all were being mean. I almost just deleted the comments, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just respond kindly because I don't want you to think I'm a... But also my best friend, yeah, she was like that she doesn't understand how, like, why it got so much likes, meaning like she doesn't understand why so many people relate. Like, that's just sad because we don't get to live. We're gonna use this foundation today. Okay, so I added more hair, so like more color in the front. If I have brow blindness, just let me know. But okay guys, so I think I'm gonna go on my first vacation ever. I've never had vacation, right? I don't think it's gonna be that fun, to be honest. Salud! I'm gonna try to make it fun. I want to talk about my relationship on here, but I be telling all my business. I used to a lot until my best friend, she was telling me like, girl, you need to stop doing that because now everybody has something on you. Not even that, but it's just bad to be letting people know. But I stopped. I still look so dark. Don't tell me, I already know. My birthday is right around the corner and I cannot shut up about it because I need to do something. And I'm already thinking ahead of time, like next year I'm gonna be 21. Like, girl, let me get to 21st. I know the go-to for everybody is get drunk and be lit. What if I don't want to be part of the club? What am I trying to say? Give me ideas what y'all do for y'all's birthday. Last year was one of my like good birthdays because that's the first time I ever went out. I don't think I've ever went out on my birthday. Last year I turned 19 and it was really nice because I also got my dream car. Well, not my dream car, but close. My dream car is a Camaro Z01 and I have a Camaro V6. I don't give a fuck. What is it's not an RS, but it has RS features. Is it a... Girl, I don't even know. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. If I start lying and then I say it wrong, they're gonna bash me in the comments, the car people. So it's giving like I'm a faker. It's giving I'm faking that I like a Camaro. I just get mixed up in the letters. I know it has an L, but I don't know what order to say it. I should have put color corrector on my scar. So last year it was pretty good because 2 days before my birthday, I bought my car. I went out with my boyfriend, and then I got home, and then like they made me a little cake and stuff. They didn't make me a cake, but they bought me a cake. I also got like some gifts. For this year, if you're watching and you know me, if it's not money, don't give me nothing. Psych. Like my family would always like judge people who would always be like, in the invitation it says like to bring money only. Is that giving we're just brokey energy? I feel like it's kind of mean. Like you shouldn't be doing that. My iPhone storage just freaking died. But I just went ahead and deleted some videos. Is it giving brow blindness? A little bit.
What did you do?
I didn't conceal the bottom, and then I've added like hairs right here, and it doesn't look like faded, so it looks really dark. It's giving box eyebrows. ¿Y está muy cerquita? ¿Crees que eso se mira mal?
No, nada más que nunca te lo he visto, por eso se mira raro.
Okay. Así se queda. Did I finish talking to y'all about my birthday? Every birthday there's always something. There's always an issue, because me and my boyfriend got into it a little bit over something so small. But to be honest, y'all, I be thinking he's the problem a lot. Let me take accountability a little bit. I be thinking, well, he is. He knows that too. He's a problem for a lot of things. But sometimes it's just my reactions are not helpful at all. I be like overreacting. I don't care to ruin your day. I don't care. Yo, I don't know if I'm the problem. I have no friends. Like I told you, I have one singular friend. I mean, I have more, but it doesn't conjunct. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like my best friend is like who I want everywhere with me. Not literally, but she loves her man. Like I be getting mad. It's really nice to see my best friend ever in my life to be in love like that. Because girl, I don't feel no type of jealousy towards her. Talking about jealousy, I feel like my family will get confused with me being jealous rather than like liking something. I wouldn't be jealous of a person or of the people. I would just be like, oh my gosh, I like that. I want it. I'm talking about kind of like clothing. I loved crop tops. I was 14 or no, I was 15 when I didn't wear crop tops, because like girls would wear crop tops, and now I kind of get it a little bit because my sisters are 15, 14, and they be wearing crop tops and they look so tea, but I'm like, oh my god, I be feeling like I don't want them to wear that because they're so young. But it's like, girl, wear whatever you want. Like, it's fine. It's just like how I was raised a little bit. And that's bad because I could choose to be different. I could choose to not follow the cycle, but I'm just like feeding into it. Like, girl, grow up. I need to grow up. It used to make me mad to see younger girls with the full B. But girl, do what you want. Just like, don't do bad things, because you're gonna regret it, girl. I know I'm just so young. I'm just about to turn 20 or whatever, and that's like really young for people, but I have so many regrets. So many regrets. It's like, dang, like that's how you know I fucked up. Oh no, I just dropped my beauty blender, y'all. I'm gonna get mad. Now I need to go wash it, or nah. Psych, let me go wash it. I feel like I'm dragging down my blush a lot, y'all. You can tell, right? Oh my gosh, every time I turn my face and I look at videos, I'm like, whoa, I'm like unsymmetrical. I asked my sister if the lashes were ugly. She said no, so don't tell me that my lashes are ugly. They look a little bit chuecas, but I think what's chueca is my eyeballs. We're not gonna add setting spray since we're not going out, so I'm just gonna add some 2-year-old highlight. 3 actually, because this is what I would use to do my makeup when I would go out with my boyfriend. And me and my boyfriend have been together for 3 years. Let me know if I should wear this hairstyle out. Mom's gonna pay for my hair, y'all, for my birthday, she said.
For real?
Yeah, she's gonna pay for my hair.
Why she don't want to pay for my hair?
Because I'm the birthday. Alright, y'all, so that's it for the video. Bye.
I ran away when I was 14. I did not live in a good environment. I had been taken away from my mom 3 times previously, and it was just a few months before that I was taken out of her care for a while. And I had to get out, and my mom and I were arguing for some reason. I don't even remember why or what started it. But I was like, I need to get out before she beats me again. Like, I have to get out. So I ran away, and I was trying to go to my friend's house. And at the time, I really didn't know how to get to her house. I had never driven there. I was 14. Everybody else had always taken me there. So I'm trying to walk to her house. This person stops where I'm at on the side of the road. It's like, hey, do you want to get in the car? I'll take you to wherever you're going. No. Absolutely not. I'm not getting in the car with you. They're saying, I promise I won't kidnap you. No. But honestly, kidnapping probably would have been better than what I was going through at that point. The person seemed really nice, but I politely declined. No thanks. And I continue walking. I'm crossing very large intersections, trying to find my friend's house, and I never found it. So I go to a gas station. I call my grandma. I'm telling her what's going on. And my grandma, love her to death. She was very understanding. She was at my mom's house. So my mom was listening to this. I was like, So my mom calls the cops. I'm walking by my high school and the cops see me. It was 2 cop cars. So they start following me. They stop, they get out of the car and come up to me asking who I am. And I tell them and they're asking what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh, nothing. Like, and they said, okay, well, we're going to call your parents to come pick you up. Please don't call my parents, please. And I was begging, I was like, y'all don't understand. Like, y'all cannot call my mom, please. They said, well, we have to, like, those are your parents, they have to come pick you up. So I sit in the back of the cop car waiting for my mom and my stepdad to come get me. And I'm upset because I know I'm going to get beat when I get home. Like, I'm going to get freaking dragged. So they come pick me up, go back home. It's dead silence in the car. I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. My mom's not even saying anything. Like, this is really bad. Get home. I think it was so bad whenever I got home that I completely blocked it out of my memory because I have no idea what happened. I blocked it out. What I do know is that while I was sleeping that night, my mom busted up in my room on my phone, woke me up. It was the middle of the night, took a picture of me and posted it on my Snapchat story talking about how I'm a little bitch and all this other crazy stuff for everybody to see at school. Like, she put it on public story, like on the maps for everyone to see. On my public story, on the map, she sent it to people. So when I got to school the next day, I was literally like, I don't even know what to do. Everybody was asking, why did you send that? Why did you post that? I didn't. I swear I did not post that. And yeah, so I never ran away again after that. And I never even like told anybody how insane my mom was after that. Well, obviously now I do, but I just knew there was no help for me. I was stuck. There was nothing that I could do to get out of the situation that I was in. I was just going to have to take getting beat and dragged all the time until I could get out. And that's exactly what I had to do for how many more years after that? 5 more years. I had to do that. So, I mean, if you're thinking about running away, don't. It's not going to work. And if you're in an abusive environment, good luck.
You wake up. You are so excited because today you are going to be seeing your boyfriend from hell. Now, you two are long distance, so you have to get on a plane to go see him, but you are so excited. I wake up at probably around 8-ish. You text him, good morning, I'm so excited to see you. But you know that he stays up really late gaming, so he's probably not going to be awake in the morning, so he doesn't text you. That's okay. By the time you actually get to the airport, you get through security, you get to your gate, it's probably close to 11 at this point. Your boyfriend still has not texted you. You think this is a little bit weird, but again, he stays up sometimes until like 5 a.m. gaming, so like maybe he's just sleeping. He is supposed to be picking you up from the airport when you land, so you're hoping that he's awake, but he hasn't texted you, so you're getting a little bit nervous. You text him again, you say, hey, good morning, just want to make sure like you're good to pick me up. He doesn't respond. Okay. You sit at the gate, you finally get on the airplane, waiting as long as possible to put your phone on airplane mode because you were just hoping that he's gonna send you a text. You're expecting fly safe, text me when you land, one of those texts. He's not sending anything. Finally, you have to turn your phone on airplane mode. Not a peep. You land on the other end, you turn your phone off airplane mode, you are expecting a text, okay? Because at this point, he's gonna be at the airport to pick you up. He has to be awake by now. He has to be there. You are expecting a text. Finally, you're at baggage claim, and you get a text from him that says, here. Not a hi, not a safe flight, not any of those things that you expected to get while you were in the air, no. He just says, here. You're a little bit pissed, you're a little bit disappointed, but at the same time, you have not seen him in 3 months. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. You haven't seen him in 3 months. So you're still very, very excited to see him, even though this is kind of disappointing you. Also, on TikTok, couch guy is pretty relevant at this point, so you have that in your mind. You're like, my boyfriend's kind of acting like couch guy. And you had numerous conversations with him, joking about this TikTok video about couch guy because you're long distance. And you have told him to his face, if you ever pulled some shit like couch guy, I'm getting on the next flight home. It's already kind of pissing you off a little bit, but like, it's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. You walk out to the curb and you see his mom's car because you remember she's picking you up with him for like this family barbecue event. You're going there to spend the weekend with his family. So it makes sense. His mom is also picking you up. You forgot about that. It's fine. You walk out there, you see his mom and your boyfriend in the car. Your boyfriend's gonna get out of the car, right? Hug you, help you with your bags. anything that you would expect from your long distance boyfriend that you haven't seen in 3 months. No. No. You walk over to the car, and you're honestly not even sure if it's them at first, because your boyfriend would get out of the car, right? No, he does not. You look through the window, and you see him sheepishly through the glass. Go, hi. Just a little wave through the glass. So you walk over, and what does your boyfriend do? He pops the trunk for you. He pops the trunk. He doesn't get out to help you with your bags. He doesn't hug you. He pops the trunk. So you walk over with your bags. You put your bags in the trunk. Because he's sitting in the front seat, you open the door to the back seat. Back seat. You sit in the back seat. Well, he sits in the front with his mom. And the most he does is turn around and give you a little, hey. His mom says more words to you than he does. Oh my god, welcome, like, I hope the flight was safe, I hope everything was good. You're pissed. So bad that his mom even makes a joke that he didn't get out and help you with your bags. You sit there and you are on the verge of tears because you were so sad. You haven't seen him in 3 months. You were so excited to see him. He didn't get out of the car. He didn't do anything. He doesn't even seem to understand there's a problem. He didn't tell you to have a safe flight. He didn't text you all morning. And now he's just showing up. Like, you are so pissed. You want to get on the next flight home. You want to get on the next flight home. You have to hold it together because his mom is asking you questions, making conversation, and your boyfriend from hell is just sitting in the front seat, looking out the window, making a queue on Spotify. But you don't get on the next flight home, and you proceed to have a wonderful weekend with your boyfriend from hell and his family.
Immediately start attacking her in Instagram DM. Grab some popcorn because I'm gonna be telling you guys the story of the first time I ever got scammed as an influencer. It actually happened within the last week or two, and I found out I got scammed yesterday. It all started when a brand reached out to me on Instagram DM a couple times asking me to collab, and I honestly just have been busy, haven't gotten to a lot of that stuff. She asked me to make a TikTok and post her product, which is a gummy, on my Instagram story, and make just TikToks and Instagram reels for them. Being completely upfront, it was a little bit suspicious just because they didn't have a lot of followers, but I do like to work with brands who are still growing, which is why I responded, and I did quote her the highest end of my rates. It was a decent amount of money that I would be making to just make one TikTok and post it on my story. So just a little background, sometimes when brands want you to do TikToks and post for them, they'll also ask that you give them a review on Amazon or their website. But a lot of the times, in order to do that, you have to at least bought it off their website. Sometimes companies will be like, here's a promo code for free shipping and free product, buy whatever you want, make your content, and then can you also give us a review? And it's all included in my rates and my package. She asked if I could order it myself on the website, and she gave me a code for it to become free. I went on the website and I ordered the gummies and it was free. But at the bottom, it asked for my credit card number. I thought was a little bit odd at the time. Some websites, you just have to put in a credit card number to make it go through. I even asked her in Instagram DM why I had to put my credit card information in, and she gave me an explanation that honestly kind of made sense, which is why she was able to scam me. Luckily, I was smart enough to put a credit card and not a debit card. I did in fact put my parents' credit card, besides the point, and I submitted the order. She told me to give her my order number, which is also kind of weird. At once the order was delivered to me, to let her know, and she'll send me the content brief, which is everything I should say and do in the video. So this happened last week. Yesterday, my mom calls me and says, did you order something from Lemora? Yes, I am going to be saying the brand name because they freaking tried to scam me and they messed with the wrong girl. So I will be saying their name and I'm going to tag them in this video. Anyway, so my mom called me and said the bank is calling, asking if you ordered something from Lemora. And I honestly didn't really remember the name of the brand because they're so irrelevant. So I went through my Instagram DMs and I checked, and it was Lemora, the brand who I ordered the product for free from. So I responded to my mom and I said I did order something for them, but it was for PR and it was free. Turns out she actually is making a business off of scamming influencers. So she waited a week and then charged my parents' card, $50. $50 isn't that much, but nobody steals from me. So, or my parents. Immediately start attacking her in Instagram DMs. Know what you're doing, this and that. The money didn't get taken off of my card because it was fraud, so she didn't even get away with it. I specifically told her that I will be posting about her on social media. This is their Instagram. They have me blocked because obvious reason. But influencers or anybody looking to buy health gummies, do not purchase from them. Do not work with them because they are scammers. I'm wondering if I'm ever gonna get these gummies. That is my first time getting scammed as an influencer. Bye, guys. Story time of the worst date that I have ever been on. This is fresh out of my last relationship, so standards were here, they should have been here. This person reached out to me on Instagram, and at that point I haven't really like gone out with a lot of people, so I'm like, okay, I deserve to like go to a nice dinner and be wined and dined. Like, I deserve that. In my last relationship that was not a thing, so like I was like, you know what, that might be nice. So he picks this restaurant in Philly, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I have to drive there though. Like, do you mind if we like go to somewhere in South Jersey? He's like, no, this is such a good place. You're gonna absolutely love it. I drive to his place. We walk over together. Before he picked the place, I texted him. I'm like, hey, just so you know, I am gluten-free. So like, that's really annoying to look at on menus, but like, if this place doesn't have any gluten-free stuff, like, I can't eat anything. And he's like, no, you're fine. You're fine. This place will have something for you. So we go. And I look on the menu, there was one thing that I could have that was gluten-free. One singular thing. And then, and then he finds his friends at the bar and then proceeds to have them sit with us on the date. So all of these boys are now eating all of these things in front of me that I can't have, yapping, having a great time, guy time, while I'm just sitting there like, I wanted to leave so bad. But again, right out of a relationship, I didn't know, my standards weren't there, okay? My standards weren't there. Now, me today, just say, this is not a date anymore. Your friends are here. I'll let you have guy time. I'm gonna head home. Respectfully. So him and his friends are, you know, kikiing, doing what they do. And I'm sitting there, and then I proceed to say, okay, like, there's only one thing that I can eat on the menu. And he goes, oh, I hate that. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it either, but I have nothing else to choose from. I ask if they have gluten-free pasta. They do not. I ask if they have gluten-free pizza. They do not. They don't even have gluten-free mashed potatoes. Huh? I end up ordering the only thing that I could eat. I don't condone this, but because I was having such an awful time, I proceed to maybe drink a whole bottle of wine. 3/4 of the bottle of wine. And I'm not, like, drunk or anything. But, like, I shouldn't drive home. Like, no shot in hell should I drive home. I'll just walk back with him, and then I'll order an Uber or something, because that's where my car is, and there's some stuff in my car that I want to take out. So we walk back, keep in mind, dinner's done, and his friends are now walking back with us. So now it's a guy's night with me there. Yeah, it's so fun. And keep in mind, these friends were not gentlemanly whatsoever. None of them were holding the door open for me. They're the type to open the door and walk through themselves and like just like push it to have me go through after. Were how old? There are 10-year-old boys that wouldn't do that, but whatever. To each their own. My mom calls me up screaming at me because I'm like, Mom, I shouldn't drive home. I drank too much to drive home. Like, I don't feel comfortable driving home. She's screaming at me, I told you not to do that shit. That's so fucking stupid. You're such an idiot. And I'm like, I do not need to be screamed at right now. I am dealing with a lot, okay? I'm about to hit a bitch. Like, I can't be screamed at right now. Look on Uber. All the Ubers, $150 plus. Lyft, oh, baby, even worse. Lyft was more expensive. I tell him, because I'm thinking, okay, he might be a gentleman because his friends bombarded our date. His friends are now here in his apartment. Maybe he might offer to pay for my Uber. Sorry, I'm gonna use what I got. So I'm like, oh, the Ubers are so expensive. You would think a man would be like, let me order it for you. I know the date probably didn't go as planned, because keep in mind, at this point, I'm mute. Like, I'm like, I don't even want to say anything. Like, if I say anything, it's gonna be mean. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. You would think a normal man would be like, let me order it for you. I'm sorry about the date. Blah, blah, blah. I'd love to go out with you again when my friends don't bombard our date, keep in mind, but he allowed them to come over. They didn't just, like, up and come over. He, like, went over to them, talked to them at the bar for 20 minutes, then brought them back while I sat there alone. Yup, love that. And proceeds to say, oh, darn, I guess you have to sleep over. You think I'm sleeping over after this? You think I'm sleeping over after this? Like, you genuinely think I want to spend more time with you? Like, are we crazy? I call up my very angry mother and I'm like, Mom, you're gonna hate me. You need to come pick me up. More screaming ensues. But then she was like, fine, I'll come pick you up. I'm getting you out of this situation. Hi, babe. So then my mom comes and picks me up. I get a nice little talking to on the ride home. The next day, I then have to text this man because my keys were in his fucking place. My keys were in his place. Why I left my keys in there, I don't know. I had a quarter bottle of wine. Like, dumbass. I now have to text him again. Hey, I left my keys there. Can I, like, come in and grab them? I'm grabbing my car. Yes, then I had to see him again. And my mom had to drive me back to the city to get my car. Yeah, wasn't fun. We never spoke again. He has tried to text me, but I am good. I'm good on that. There is no need to respond. Thank you, Melania. I know. So that is a story time of the worst date I have ever been on. It's lovely. Taught me to keep my standards high, because if someone can't meet your standards, don't go out with them, sweetie.
I used to have a roommate that would urinate on the floor. Story time. Oh, story time about the nastiest roommate. This happened a few years ago during COVID time. So me and this one roommate, the girl who owned the house, we were really good friends. We meshed well, great roommates. But because COVID, we needed to get a third roommate. I was like, not a problem. Just my only request is that it's a girl, because no boys allowed. And hopefully we mesh well, because I don't want like a Ted Bundy living under the same roof as me. Like, you know, you live in the same house, you want to mesh well. So it's moving day for Nicole, because I'm gonna use her real name because she's a hoarder. Nicole, she moves in and I'm like, hi, my name is Krista. Do you need help with anything? She's like, no, don't touch my stuff. I'm like, okay. I gave her some grace because I'm like, you know, it's stressful, moving, whatever. A few days go by, her shit is still everywhere because found out she's a hoarder. And I was like, you know what, it's okay, you know, she needs a few extra days for that. I'm starting a load of laundry, like a few work pants and some like socks, right? So nothing big, like a very small load. But I hear this clunking sound and I go downstairs and Nicole put her shoes in the washing machine with my clothes and used my laundry soap. So I was like, Nicole, what are you doing? Don't ever do that again. Like, no. Did no one ever teach you to not fucking do that? So we had to have a long talk about like, don't use my shit. Which me and the other roommate had a really cool agreement. Like, if you're gonna drink my soda or anything like that, just like when you go to the store, replace it. Or if I'm gonna use your soap, like next time I go out, I'm gonna get more. We were really good about that. But with Nicole, like I had to hide my stuff because she would just use it and take it and then claim that she didn't and then never get anything back. And I started noticing that she was doing my stuff because I'd go in the fridge and I'd go to grab a Dr. Pepper and I'd realize like half of them are gone and I'm like, where's my sodas? And it's Nicole. Oh my God. Sorry, that was my little phone holder. Her ears are ringing. She knows I'm talking about her. So then after that, I'd have to like hide my stuff, right? So now some time has passed and I realized that my stuff is starting to smell like cigarette smoke. So I'm like, it's Nicole because she's a chain smoker, which I don't care if you smoke, but like someone who doesn't smoke is really potent. Okay. And her room was across from mine. So it would like seep under the door and just like make my stuff smell. So I told her, I was like, can you like not smoke like inside? Why are we smoking inside? And I caught her one time walking down the hallway with a cigarette and I was like, no. So the one roommate had to tell her like, hey, you need to go on the balcony or go outside. Like, absolutely not. So then I would start catching her by the front door. The front door would be open. She's just like smoking and like putting it outside, but she's basically inside the foyer. And then she would like flick it. And then as she's closing the door, she'd like blow out the smoke. So it's still like going inside. And she didn't care. She would like, the one girl would be like, hey, like it's starting to smell like smoke. I'm gonna have to get like more Febreze and all that. So I'm gonna start charging you for that. And she did not care. Then let's see, she would like leave all her beer cans everywhere and I'd clean them up and then she'd get mad because she'd say that we need to recycle. And I'm like, well, if you want to recycle, then why didn't you put them in the recycling bin? Then after all of that, let's see, she would use our dish cleaner, like Scrubby, like Scrub Daddy dish cleaner, you know what I'm talking about? She would use that for the dog bowl and get like all the wet food and crumbs off of his stuff and then put it back and not wash it out. And I caught her doing it and I was like, how long have you been doing that? She's like, oh, like this whole time. I'm like, yeah, don't use our dish cleaner for the dog bowl because that's gross. I don't want to clean my dishes with like crusty old dog food. No. Then I started noticing that there was ants everywhere. like randomly here and there in the kitchen. I was like, oh, that's weird, you know. I've never lived somewhere with ants, so I was like, that's weird. Like I'd find one or two and then I'd like squish them. And then I came home and there was ants in my room, in my bed, on the floor, on the walls, everywhere. And I freaked out and I was like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. And I followed the trail. And where did the trail go? Right to her bedroom. So I was like, this is gross. I told the one roommate, she was like, oh my gosh, we need to fix this like now. So she sprayed everything. She went in her room and it was so gross. I didn't go inside, but I just like, you know, looked like this, and there was like beer cans and ashtrays and think of like trash bags and boxes everywhere. And like her bed, there was just like plates everywhere. And I'm like, oh, that's where my plates have gone. I thought they were just, you know, I don't know where they were going, but now I found them and I don't want them no more. So then after that, she was like, hey, we need to have like a discussion, like in 48 hours, I'm going to do like a whole, like go in everyone's bedroom and make sure that there's no ants. But it was more of like I'm going to make sure that your room's cleaned up. So the one girl gave us 48 hours, which I don't even know if it's legal, but she mostly did that to like check her room to make sure she cleaned it, and she didn't. There was still like shit everywhere. She's like, it really smells in here. Like, you need to throw this stuff away. And she's like, yeah, I've just been working, blah, 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 blah. So then I go in the pantry and there's ants everywhere. And so I bleached everything. I took everything out and I scrubbed everything. And I threw away all the open containers, like the chips, the gummy bears, anything that was open, I threw away. Because I'm like, ew, ants are gross. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't care if it's your stuff or my stuff. I'm throwing it away. It's gross. And she came downstairs and she was really mad that there was ants. Or no, she wasn't even mad about that. She was mad that I was throwing her chips away. And I was like, there's ants in your chips. There's ants in your pants. And she was like, don't do that. That's my stuff. I'll just wash it. And I was like, you want soggy chips with ants? Weird take, but okay. And so then she would take her food and then she would put it upstairs. So then there would be more ants. And then I was like, I cannot live like this. I cannot live like this. So I told the one roommate, I was like, listen, I can't do it no more. I'm sorry. I tried. I don't live like this. And she tried to like evict her, but I know it's like a whole process, and like this was during COVID, so it was just like a shit show. But finally, before I left, homegirl Nicole, she left randomly, didn't tell anybody, like packed a few things and then dipped. And we figured she was leaving, but we were like, don't jinx it, don't say anything, like if she leaves, that's fine. And like left stuff, and we were like, is she coming back? And like she never came back. And like days would go by, she texted her, no answer, nothing like that. And I think after like 30 days, technically it's like what is it called, where it's like you basically don't want your stuff anymore. I think something like that, where she had to wait a certain amount of time, and so time had passed and we had to get cleaners. And then the cleaners came in and they were like, we have to rip up your carpet. And we were like, why? And they were like, because there's urine. We were like, what? And they were like, yeah, you see all these spots? This is urine spots, and it has seeped down, and we have to rip everything up. And they had to rip everything up, and like they had to like do like this special paint because like the cigarette smoke, and it was bad. Like you moved the bed and you could like see the cigarette smoke. It was so gross. And yeah, I don't know what happened to her. I wonder if she's like hoarding another house. I don't know, but it was gross. It was so nasty. And I was like, Nicole, girl, why are we waiting? Why are we going in the corner of the room popping a squat when your bathroom is attached to your room? That's the crazy part. It's not like, you know, I'm not even saying that this is normal, but like her bathroom was attached to her room. She was just doing it for the fun of the game, I guess. I don't know. But yep, it was really bad roommate. Disgusting roommate.
Hey guys, get ready with me as I talk to you guys about my evil ex, because he came into my dream last night and I deadass think he's doing brujeria on me. This is a very sensitive topic for me. This man was genuinely evil. So first, to start off, honestly, our relationship was pretty good. I feel like I started noticing like the little things whenever I would be around in school, and he would like never come, like stop by my class, or like, you know, just basically try to not be around me as much. Also, this guy would like skip every single one of his classes, so I honestly should have just seen it coming. And he was always like in his like little friend group, but the friend group had like this one girl in it where he had like a major crush on, but he didn't tell me that until like after we had broken up. And we were like kind of dating like around my birthday, so, and around his birthday at the same time. So like, you know, for his birthday, like I went out, like I bought him like a jersey. I had my sister make him like flowers because she's into eternal flowers and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I would skip class with him like a lot of times. Honestly, I would also skip all my classes for him because he would never go like for me, so I was the one going for him. Now cutting to my birthday, obviously, you know, I was like expecting something cute, something like, you know, literally something, you know. And what I got was that he literally didn't hang out with me the entire school day. I probably just got a happy birthday message, but probably not. And the worst thing about it was that he was hanging, like literally, he wasn't even hanging out with his friend group. He was hanging out with this girl. No shade to her. Literally no shade. Like I don't care about her, you know. You do you. I'm caring about him. Like fuck him, you know. He was like hanging around like this girl that was like known to be a homewrecker, right? So I obviously got super offended, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, especially because someone told me that she was like touchy. You know, like what the fuck? Oh my god, I literally didn't even tell you guys, but the day before my birthday, I wrote this man like one of those letters that like pull out. Bitch, that shit was like 34 pages. And literally the day before my birthday too. And I was like, I didn't get shit for my birthday, so I was pretty mad about it. But honestly, I'm not the type of person to be like, oh, well, why are you only caring about what he gets you? I don't care about what you get me. I just care about like how you act towards me, you know. I feel like actions definitely speak a lot louder than words. And then after me and my friend had confronted him about like going and hanging around with that girl, he broke up with me. I'm not gonna lie. He was being like, oh, like, well, you can go hang out with your friends and walk around with your homeboys all like during lunch, y que no sé qué. And it's literally because he's never with me at lunch, so I'm usually like by myself. And then my homeboy's like, oh, well, I'll walk around with you, like make you feel less lonely, you know, like something that he never offered to do. So I don't know why he was all mad about it. And then what else had happened was that my friend was like, you're such a fucking bum, you know, like literally her friends are offering to do everything that you're supposed to be doing. Honestly, guys, after that, I started texting my first love again. I will do a story time on that. 4 years. Like, my first love was something else. And not in a good way. I could do a whole ass story time on him too. And in a world full of cheaters and liars, I went with the most familiar one. Literally, the next morning, because first of all, I didn't have my phone because I was grounded because I was caught skipping my classes to go be with him. I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend regardless, like after my first love, and I still did it anyways. Biggest mistake of my life. And so I was like texting him through a computer. And then what had happened was that he texted me the very next morning saying that he was sorry and whatever, that, you know, he would have rather picked me than that girl, whatever. And I was low-key a bird. We didn't start dating again, but we were like talking as friends just for a little bit. And then he ghosted me. And then I would remember that he would just text me out of nowhere. I feel like usually after whatever his situationship was going on, like wouldn't work, he would text me. Because, you know, I would text back. And I'm not gonna lie, I would text back, but I would text back like very dryly. I wouldn't really talk to him until he started being like, damn, so we're just not gonna talk no more, like whatever. And I would be like, because I would still be talking to my first date, or like my first love, you know? He's like texting me on like 3 different accounts, and he's just ended up like disabling them whenever he was like done talking to me. So he was just kind of ghosting me like over and over again. But I was just talking to him for the plot. Like, I wasn't actually interested in him anymore. It was more like that I was bored, because I was like, he's just gonna like ghost me, block me again, so there's no point in trying to pursue like a relationship that was never there. And then at the end of the day, he ended up dropping out of school, and I think he works at like a DQ now. Yeah, I think he like works at a DQ. I don't know, but who knows what he's doing right now. I haven't heard of him in like months, and he came into my dream last night. But this is the finished look. What do we think? And honestly, if I should do a part 2, y'all should let me know, because I got stories for days, years, centuries. Your grandkids are gonna know about these. Like, I would probably still be telling them.
Okay, haven't done this in so long, but do my makeup with me while I talk about the truth about ASU and, well, why I'm transferring home. Okay, to start off, I do love ASU and I love Tempe. Like, it's not that, like, I'm not gonna be shitting on ASU. Like, I think it's a great school, and I do not regret any of the last 2 years here at all. But I just feel like ASU is talked about a lot, like, on social media and stuff, and there's a lot of truth to it and a lot of misconceptions. And now that I'm, like, leaving, I feel like I can explain. So for starters, ASU is a massive school, which can be seen as a pro or a con. When I first came here, that was like one of the reasons I came here, because I wanted to go to such a big school, because I'm a very social person, very outgoing person. So I was like, okay, perfect. Like, the more people, the more opportunity to meet, you know, anyone. Anyway, but yeah, it's the huge school. It's actually the largest public university in the nation, I'm pretty sure. Our undergrad class has around 72,000 students. So, like, that's massive. And there's 4 campuses, I believe. So that's a good thing and a bad thing, I would say, because it's like, the more I stayed here, the longer I realized that, like, just because there's more people does not mean that's more of an opportunity to make, like, close connections with people. You know what I mean? Like, you meet a lot of people, but not a lot of close connections. I'm sure, as everyone knows, ASU has a reputation for being a big party school with a very large hookup culture. Okay, there's truth and not truths to this part, I would say. Yes, ASU is a huge party school. Like, I've visited U of A and CU Boulder, which is where I'm actually going next year, and SDSU, and they're all party schools are pretty much the same, you know, with the big frat parties and the DJs and the concerts, and, you know. One thing about ASU, though, I would say is, like, within the past 4 years, so a little bit before, like, my class came in, all of our underage bars have been completely, like, raided and shut down, except for, like, there's maybe 2 to 3 sort of good ones that people still go to, but it's just not as fun. So, like, our bar life is dead, which is, like, a lot of people go to U of A on the weekends because they have really, really fun bars there, and they're super chill because it's literally in the middle of nowhere, and that's a lot of fun. But yeah, ASU still has, I would say, really lively Greek life. Like, I think our frat parties are really fun, all the philanthropies, date parties, formals. I'm not even in Greek life, but, like, I still experienced everything, and that is still a lot of fun. And the cool thing about ASU is that it's right in between Phoenix and Scottsdale. So, like, there's always, like, there's raves you can go to, there's concerts, like, we're in the city. There's so many things to go to. And then when you turn 21, you have Old Town Scottsdale and you have Mill Ave that you can, like, party your ass off on. But yeah, I would say ASU is definitely a party school. I don't know if I would rank it as one of the top part. Like, I don't think it's number 1 anymore for that reason, because everything's been shut down, and, like, Tempe police is, like, on our ass about stupid stuff recently. Okay, with ASU being such a big party school, and I'm sure everyone's heard about, you know, the rumors of the hookup culture here, I will say that part's true. I think the hookup culture anywhere these days, I think, is ridiculous. Like, I think it's way too normalized at any of the big party schools. Like, anywhere you go, you're gonna find it. But I do think that it's, like, a little bit cray here. Like, yeah. Like, if you're gonna do it, go have your fun, to each their own. For me, I'm just a little bit too much of a lover girl. I didn't get into it too much as some people did here. It's just not really my thing. But I fully, like, it is a culture shock coming here and then, like, talking to people about it and, like, watching it happen right in front of your eyes. And then and now to me, I was like, oh, that's, like, normal. That's how people, like, are with each other these days. Like, that's just the dating scene, is just one night stands and, like, hooking up with anyone. And I went home and I was talking to my, like, friends from home about it, and they were like, what? Like, no, like, that's gross. And I'm like, wait, maybe that's not normal. So I will say that part of the rumors is confirmed. I'm going to work today, but just ignore the shirt. Anyway, one thing I will say is another truth is the ASU effect. That is true. Like, me and all my other friends, like, when we first started, like, day one freshman year, like, I don't even recognize that person anymore. Like, I look back at pictures and I'm like, I don't do my makeup the same way. My hair is different. I dress completely differently. Like, I have a whole different attitude. Like, the ASU effect is real. And, like, I think it's just because everyone here literally, I'm friends with actual bikini models. Like, some of my friends are genuinely bikini models. Like, I'm not kidding. And you walk into a frat party and everyone is wearing G-string bikinis. Everyone is golden tan, bright blonde hair, like, six-pack abs, big boobs, big butt. Like, and, like, so you have to try to keep up with that standard. And I say try because it's an impossible standard to meet. But the ASU effect is very, very real. And being around girls like that it can be hard sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, this is, like, getting crazy long, so I'm trying to wrap this up. I would say one of the biggest reasons why I am transferring, mostly it's financial, so I can have in-state tuition again. But I've had a hard time at ASU. I have a handful of really good friends, I do. But I will say it can be hard finding, like, genuine people here. Like, I think ASU, it pulls a big crowd from Scottsdale and LA, and, like, a lot of these people come from, you know, a lot of money, or they're just, I've found a lot of entitlement here, and, you know, a lot of people's main priorities here is partying and getting with people, and, like, that's just where they're at right now, which is totally fine. I've been there too. But, like, I just got to a point in my life where I was like, I need emotional intimacy in my relationships, whether that be romantic or friendships. And I just wasn't really getting that. Like, I love partying, but you can't base a whole friendship off of that. And so I just decided it's not worth it for me to take out this many loans for the next 2 years if I'm not, like, in love with the people here. That's besides my friends who I actually do have here. I love you guys. Don't take that personal. Okay, this is crazy long, but anyway, yeah, I'm not even ready for the day. So
I think it's finally time that I share the reason why I went no contact with my in-laws. I am a little sick, so don't mind that. Now, before I get into the story, and there may be quite a few parts because it's a ridiculous story, every time I tell somebody this situation, they're like, are you kidding me? I wish I was. I wish I was, because no, I'm not. Before we get into what actually happened over the holidays and over Christmas, because we know that's just the prime time, the holidays, aren't they? I have been married for 7 years, okay? Let's just stop there for just a second, because, sorry, I have a Zen in. I already know there's people watching this that are just, like, dying to know what I'm gonna say next, and this is for them, really. Again, I've been married for 7 years. I've been with my husband for 9, so this didn't come out of nowhere. This wasn't just, like, all of a sudden, like, I'm just pulling this out of my hat, like, I want to do this Christmas. No. We need to have some critical thinking skills, a little more emotional intelligence. We need to work on that so that it can actually make sense. It is really hard to make sense of these kinds of people though, because they are, I will refrain actually. So again, before I get into this whole holiday situation, I think it's important to kind of lay a little bit of background. My husband and I have like kind of that story. As soon as we met, we literally never left each other's sides. He is the best thing that's ever happened to me. We are best friends. We're married, we have kids, but he's truly my best friend, and we have a relationship where we are friends, and it's the best. I really don't know, actually I do know, because I'm in therapy because of my in-law situation, which I'll get to when I get to it. But I do know so much more about my husband now. I mean, he's always told me things growing up, but I think doing therapy together and him doing his individual therapy and I'm doing individual therapy, it just makes a lot of sense why he is the way he is, and he is a lot different from his family. So I will never, I will never forget when I met my husband's family. So when I first met my husband's family, it's literally burned into my brain. I have been around a lot of different people, a lot of families. I have never been around a family quite like his. You know, every family's different, you know, that's fine. It just was different. Yeah, it was different. Even though, you know, his family operates completely different than mine, I always would say, like, the way my family is and the way his family is are like polar opposites. My family's really direct. We, you know, if we have a conflict or something's happening, like, we're talking about it, we're saying things, like, it's not like a pretend like it's not happening thing. Like, that doesn't happen in my family at all. It's just a very different type of family dynamic. I was not used to it. It was just very, very different. I won't get into the details of it, maybe later if I feel like it, but right now I don't want to. And of course, you know, being a new daughter-in-law, obviously I've never been married before, not obviously, but you know, it's my first time being married, first time being a part of someone else's family in that way. So, you know, you're not trying to like rock the boat, you're not trying to cause drama, you're trying to respect people, you know, even if they're way different than you. Like, you know, you're not gonna go in there, I mean, I wasn't gonna go in there and do anything about it. I honestly don't really care, it just is. And I was trying to figure out how I kind of fit into their family, and I never really did. There definitely was a lot of things that happened over the last 7 years that, like, I literally never brought up. I never said anything. It was just kind of there. And I think that was probably my biggest problem, was that I wasn't addressing things like in like real time. One of the things that I wish I could go back and redo is just because you're getting married and you're like the new daughter-in-law, and you obviously want, you know, your new family to like you, and you hopefully like them, and it's like a cool, like, you just have more people in your family now. And I think I really bit my tongue a lot so that, you know, there wasn't issues. Like, I'm trying to respect not only my husband but his family. And I think at certain points, like, I definitely should have said certain things when it happened, but I let it go. That's honestly kind of in my personality in general. Like, it takes a lot for me to actually like bring something up, and when it's happening directly, especially to me, I can kind of like brush it off fast. Like, it doesn't really bother me. And I explained this in my last video, but I have my own things from childhood, and I notice everything. I always thought it was my ADHD, which I do think it adds an extra layer to it, but I do have like pretty intense hypervigilance. I notice conversations everywhere in the room. I could literally be having a conversation with someone and I can hear every other conversation happening at the same time. I pick up on body language like crazy, tone, just everything. Like, you could walk in and not say anything and I already know. Like, it's just a superpower from trauma. I will say the first probably 5 years or so into being married, it was a very like confusing stage, and that makes a lot more sense now. But it definitely, I always felt just confused by the dynamics, the way things would happen, the way things would be when I was just like on my own with certain people versus like when other people are around. Like there was just a lot of inconsistencies and I was just kind of confused. Like I wasn't thinking too much into it, just like, that's weird. Oh, but you said now you're that's weird. Okay. And then I just move on, you know. I wasn't taking it like I'm gonna go figure this out. So let's fast forward to more recent times. So in my husband's family, they really, really love their holidays. And I'm not talking just Christmas, Thanksgiving. Like I'm talking Easter, Halloween. They're not even religious. Just every holiday is an excuse, I guess, and a reason to bring everybody together, which I think is great. It looks really pretty on the outside, except it's not that pretty on the inside. And it's also expected for you to be there. And if you aren't there, you are going to get a little bit of guilting and drama attached. And so I'm not going to speak for my husband, I'm really going to just speak for myself. Again, because this is not my family, I feel somewhat obligated to, you know, adhere to the way they do things. And I also have kids, so that really added more into the mix of like, I want my children to be a part of this family, of course, like who wouldn't want that? So I kind of just went along with everything over time until we got to the last couple of years. That's really when things started to ramp up and I was clocking it and noticing it every single time.
Yes, this is very true, as long as the Heimlich is done afterwards.
I want to hear about the worst date that you have ever been on because I feel like there's not many that can top this one. So when I was 19, I was dating around and I get set up by a work friend. She's like, I think that you should date this guy that I know. And I was like, okay, sure. So it was kind of like a blind date. Like she showed me a picture of him, so I kind of knew what his face looked like generally, but like then she just gave me his number and we just like texted. And so we set up this date and he's like, you should come to me. Like I have my own apartment, because he was like 21 or 22. I was like, great. And he lived on the top floor of this super big apartment complex. Like it was like 15 or 20 stories. I don't know why I agreed to this, but he's like, yeah, meet me at my house. Then like I'll take us to the date. Again, I'm 19. I hadn't dated very much. And I was like, okay, like sure, normal. And my friend from work like set us up. So I'm like, okay, I can trust this guy. So I get there and he's like, yeah, I live on the top floor, which I actually didn't know till I got there. So I'd run this creaky ass elevator all the way up to the top floor, which scared me. And I go up to his apartment door and like knock on it, which again, I know all of this sounds insane, but I was 19 and a little dumb and naive. I knock on his door and he opens the door, but when he answers it, he is so tall that like, he's literally like this tall, like this is what I can see. He's like this much taller than the top of the door frame. And I was like, and he goes like this, like out of it. He's like, come on in. Okay, great. I am like average on the short side. I'm like 5'3". So, you know, somebody 7 feet tall is like a little crazy next to me. And he's like, oh, take your shoes off. I'm like, yeah, sure. So I take my shoes off next to his shoes, which are so big that the only thing I could think of was to ask him what size they were. So I put my teeny tiny little Polly Pocket shoes next to his giant shoes and he says, they're a size 21. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I have to have them custom made. And I was like, I bet you do. So he is like so nervous. And now I'm nervous because now I've met a giant in real life. And he's like, oh, do you want a drink? And I go, no, I'm only 19. And he's like, okay, yeah. And he's like clattering the wine glasses together. And he is so nervous, making me nervous. And I'm like, we should just go to dinner. He's like, okay, we're going to go to this sushi spot. I'm like, great. I love sushi. The sushi spot we went to was like in a downtown area and the whole storefront is glass. So we get in his car and we're going to sushi. We like order our sushi. We sit down next to the windows. And this homeless man is outside and he's like kind of pacing back and forth with like all of his stuff. Like you can tell he's homeless. He's pacing back and forth with all of his stuff, kind of like he's looking for something. And I'm just like, okay, I can't like make eye contact with him, but also like he's not gonna like come into this business either. I'm chatting with my date. The homeless man like looks at me and he like acts like he recognizes me and like gets excited and he like comes inside and like makes a beeline for me. And I'm like to my date, oh my God, like I don't know what's about to happen. This homeless guy's coming up to us. This homeless guy like comes straight up to me and he was like, God sent me to you. And I was like, oh, okay, this is not good. And he like kind of tries to grab my hand and I'm like, oh no. And he's like, no, I'm like not trying to scare you, but like God really sent me to you. He said like if you pulled out your wallet, I'm like, oh, here we go. He said if you pulled out your wallet, you would have the last $2 that I need to get like a bus ticket back to my family. And I'm like, I don't have any cash. And he's like, no, like God told me in your wallet will be $2. And I was like, no, like I'm not giving you money. I'm just trying to eat. My date is like, hey man, like go away. He's like trying to get him to go away. It's just so awkward and uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, like he really needs to go. And he's like, no. Like God told me to come to you specifically. And I'm like, okay, sure. And he's like, your first name starts with a K. And I'm like, whoa, first guess, like that's kind of crazy because yeah, it does. And he's like, and your last name starts with an S. And I'm like, what is going on? Because my last name started with an S. I was like, okay, you're really freaking me out. And so I'm like, okay, if I give you $2, like if I have $2, like will you go away? I'm like, but I don't carry cash, like I'm just going to have quarters. And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so here's the weird part. I opened my wallet and there's $2 bills in there. And I was like, okay, here, take my $2. And he's like, see, God told me like he was going to provide, like I needed to find you and you would give it to me. And now my date is like kind of freaked out too. I'm like, okay, will you leave now? And he's like, I just like want you to know, like really God sent me to you. I'm like, okay. He's like, points at my date. He's like, I know things about this man too. And I'm like, what? And this guy's like, yeah, what do you know about me? And he's like, oh, you used to write for a newspaper. This guy like turns white because like I didn't know he wrote for a newspaper. He like turns white and he's like, you need to go. And he like points at me and he's like, and you're gonna be like in healthcare, which like at the time I like wanted to go to school to be a doctor. So I was like, oh, that's so weird. I was like, please leave. And I'm getting like more freaked out by the second. He's like, okay, like that's fine. Like, you know, thank you. I have my $2. I'm gonna get on the bus to go see my family. I am like so shaken up by this that I like turned to my date. I'm like, please get me in the car and like take me home. And he was like, no, we shouldn't end our date. I was like, no, I'm like really freaked out. That was like really weird. And I feel panicked and like uncomfortable and I don't really know what's going on because that man like knew stuff about me. He's like, okay, so we start walking to the car. He was like, you know what's really weird? I used to write for the Chicago Tribune. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, I find that really freaky. He's like, I'm a little freaked out too. I'm like, okay, please get me home. So now he's like a little freaked out, still nervous. I'm freaked out. And he's also upset because like I want to leave the date. So we get in his car and he is like so shaky. He like backs up and he slams into another car. And I just like break down and I'm like, no way, you just got us into an accident. And he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? And I just start screaming at him. I'm like, get me back to my car now. So he takes me back to my car, like after the whole incident. I get back to my car and I leave. That should be the end of it, right? Well, it was the end of me like ever speaking to him because it freaked me out. Fast forward to like years later, I meet my now husband and we got on the topic of his friends, and his friend he was talking about worked at this company, and it was the same company that this guy I had previously gone on a date with worked at. And I told him about this date story, and he tells his friend, he's like, oh my gosh, this girl I'm dating just told me about this guy. He used to work there, maybe he still works there. And this crazy date story, he relays it to his friend. His friend's like, there's no way. He's on my bowling league and we're bowling right now. He's like, this guy's literally 7 feet tall, and sends a picture of this guy. And it's the weirdest story ever. Like the freakiest date. And then like how somehow he was then connected to my now husband is just so funny. I just don't think anybody can really top this kind of date story.
This bitch took my phone out of my hand and ordered an Uber on it. Like,
When your parents tell you not to make friends on the internet or talk to strangers on the internet, you guys need to listen to them. Let me tell you a story time about like the worst friend I have ever met on the internet. Last summer, I posted a TikTok that was like, if you guys are in Minneapolis and like you want friends, like hit me up. Okay, now obviously my best friend Sophie, I did meet her through that TikTok technically in a roundabout way. But I also met this other girl. She had essentially added me on Snap and she was like, oh, like we should all hang out. And I was like, bet, like, can I bring my friend Sophie? And she was like, yeah, for sure. So me, Sophie, and this girl all like go out together, and she also like invites this random like guy friend of hers, and we go out the one night and it's like chill, whatever, to a point. And then all of a sudden the random guy friend, he was being like generous or whatever, I don't know, like whatever. Then when we're out, the girl and her guy friend are like calling dibs on Sophie, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't think Sophie like paid for anything that entire night, and I was like buying everything for myself, and I'm like, wait. And I started to catch on. I'm like, wait, they both want her. Like, wait, where do I fall into this? So basically one thing leads to another. Like, if you guys ever look at Sophie's account, like, you'll know, like, she's not really interested in guys. So basically, like, one of my exes lives right above the place where we were going out, so I just go back to his apartment and I let Sophie and the girl come back to my apartment. And like, I don't need to get into the details of that story because it's not really relevant, but just know it was like fucking weird. Like, the girl was being fucking weird. She was like, no, like, I don't do hookups. Like, why the fuck did you come home with me then? Like, not me, but like, you guys get the point. Anyway, then the next morning, I'm driving this girl from my apartment. I like walk back to my apartment. I get in my car. I drive the girl back to her car, which is like a block away from where I just came from. And I'm like, your fucking friend lives right there. Like, why couldn't he drive you to your car? Whatever. On the way to her car, she's telling me like, I don't know, like, I told her like I don't do hookups, but like I think she's like really pretty and whatever. And I'm like, this has nothing to do with me. Like, I'm sorry, like, I know I put you guys on, I guess, in a sense, but like,
but she didn't
like,
try to.
Right, like, that wasn't my intention. Like, I wanted a friend and you're just like overly freaked out. So then, like, me and Sophie are talking and like Halloween rolls around and we're like, we don't really have other friends, like maybe we should give her a second chance. And that's what we do. This was on Thursday. She texts me like an hour, maybe an hour and a half before she's supposed to be at my apartment. And she's like, hey, like, my car's in the shop. Like, is there any chance you guys could pick me up? Mind you, she lives like 35 minutes from me with no traffic, and it's like 5:30 p.m. in fucking Minneapolis at this point. Like, it's gonna take me like at least an hour and 15 minutes to get to her house. But I'm like kind of bad at telling people no, so I'm like, okay, whatever, like, sure, like, I'll come get you. So then Sophie gets to my apartment, we both drive to her house, pick her up. There's like some random girl in the driveway. I'm like, is she coming? And she's like, no, which is not outrageous for us to assume because she invited some random guy to our first hangout. Like, I don't know, whatever. And they're like, she's like, no, she's like 12. And I'm like, why the fuck are you hanging out with a 12-year-old? You're like fucking 19. This trip took like close to 2 hours, I'm pretty sure, to pick her up and bring her back. And she's like not even ready also. Like, when we pick her up, like, me and Sophie were ready because she like has to get ready at my apartment. Then we're out, and like, Sophie has a tendency to like not feel good, if you know what I mean, but like, she gets over it quick. Like, literally in the blink of an eye, she'll be like okay and like ready to keep like partying and whatever. Like, it's just in her nature, okay, and I have to respect it. But we go to the bathroom. And no, actually, Sophie and the other girl go to the bathroom, and I'm just like fucking sitting there. And then like the other girl, also my other friend was there. Like, he doesn't really play into this story, but like, he was present.
He was a witness.
Yeah, he's a witness. He can vouch for me and how fucking weird this situation was. Whatever. So they're in the bathroom. The other girl like runs out to me, and I'm like sitting at a table crying because I'm like, you know, like, obviously, like, a little inebriated, and my friends just fucking left me, and I'm like, where did they go? Like, whatever. I'm sitting at this, like, booth, like, fucking crying, and she comes out and finds me. She's like, you have to order the Uber right fucking now. Like, we have to go home. Like, she's literally not feeling good at all. Like, she needs to go home, like, right fucking now. And I'm like, shit. Like, okay. Like, and I'm like, this is really out of character. Like, and I should have said, no, I'm not ordering that fucking Uber. Like, if you want to go home, go the fuck home. I'm not ordering that fucking Uber. Like, it's not fucking happening. But no, she literally takes my phone out of my hand, orders a fucking Uber. Like, Like, and on my mom's card, by the way, which is saved on my Uber from when I was in fucking high school. Like, why it was on my Uber, I don't even know, probably for, like, Uber Eats or whatever, but I'm like, what the fuck? My mom texts me, she's like, are you okay? Like, did you just order an Uber on my card? And I'm like, babe, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know, because this bitch took my phone out of my hand and ordered an Uber on it. Like, she's lucky that it was unlocked, because otherwise they literally would have, like, probably slapped her in the face and been like, what the fuck are you doing? Anyway, back to the point. So then the Uber arrives, and for some reason, I'm literally yelling at everyone. Like, Sophie, my other friend Jordan, and this girl, I'm like, he's here, he's here, he's here. And then, like, I got distracted somehow, and I go up to this cop, and I'm like, hey, like, I'm just wondering, like, if I'm at a red light and I'm turning from a one-way to a one-way, can I turn left on red? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. Mind you, I'm, like, looking at the Uber the whole time I'm talking to this cop. I'm like, can I turn left on red? Anyway, and then we get in the Uber, and this crazy bitch is, like, convincing Sophie that she's about to puke in the Uber. Like, that's not something that she's ever done or ever would do. Like, I know her and I know that would never happen, but she's like, Sophie, you can't puke in the Uber. It's gonna be, like, a $200 charge. You can't fucking puke in the Uber. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, she's not gonna puke in the Uber. Anyway. Then we get home, okay? And I'm like, yeah, like, there's couches in the living room, like, we can push them together and it'll be, like, way more comfortable, like, if you want to sleep out there, like, me and Sophie will sleep in the bed, like, whatever. Like, my other friend, like, Ubers back to, like, where he was staying because he was visiting from out of town. She's like, no, I'll just sleep on the floor. And I'm like, you'll sleep on the floor? Like, I'm not down with that. Like, I don't want you sleeping on my floor. Because I knew how this was gonna turn out. And she's like, no, like, I swear it's fine, like, just, like, give me a pillow and I'll be fine. And I'm like, okay. So I literally give her a pillow, no blanket, no nothing. She's sleeping in between, like, my bed and my dresser. Like, not even in the corner of my room, like, in between the bed and the dresser. Anyway, then the next day, like, I woke up at, like, 8 a.m. that day, okay? I go to Starbucks, come back, and then I go back to the same city that I went to Starbucks in, and I go to Target to get, like, ginger ale and, like, go tanning and, like, all of this stuff, and then come back. This whole time, I'm not fucking kidding you guys, from, like, 8 a.m. to probably, like, 4 p.m., mind you, it was Halloween, so I had gone to Hot Topic to get, like, a specific type of tights that I needed for my costume. She's puking in this fucking Hot Topic bag. I don't think this bitch went to the bathroom one single fucking time. Okay? Like, oh my god. Okay, so this bitch spends 8 fucking hours puking in the corner of my room in a fucking Hot Topic bag while I'm out running errands, going tanning, like, doing all this shit. I bought everybody Starbucks. I bought this bitch fucking ginger ale. Like, I can't stress to you enough, like, how irritated I was. And I was like, go the fuck home, but she doesn't have her car. And I'm like, and I said, like, I was being nice, but I was like, do you need to go home? Like, it's okay if you want to go home. Like, you don't have to come out with us tonight because we were going to go Thursday and Friday. Anyway.
Because it's Halloween weekend.
Right, exactly. Like, you go out Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And that was our intention, but now she's puking for 8 fucking hours in a fucking Hot Topic. But clearly she's not the type of person you want to go out with, because she's like, oh, it's like, I'm feeling nauseous for 30 seconds. You're like, oh, we need to go home right fucking now. Basically, one thing leads to another. Her mom comes to pick her up. She makes me carry her bags downstairs and leaves her fucking Makeup by Mario bronzer at my apartment. And then we're going back and forth for like 3 months trying to get this fucking bronzer back to her. And she makes me drive it to her house again. Guys.
Did you get
like,
to the part about her alcohol allergy though?
Oh, I didn't even mention that. Wait, guys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to make a part 2.